Flute 101. Today I'm going to be talking to you about stepping up to a new flute. So a step-up flute, either intermediate or professional performing flutes, they all have different things that you can kind of get on them, and then different features between brands. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. So what I'm going to start with first is just talk about the head joints. So whenever you step up to a new flute, that means you are either converting from a rental instrument or you're converting from just any old student instrument. There are many different variances between brands that you may not be accustomed to at first. So it's always important to remember, whichever instrument that you are trying, you want to warm up on the one that you've been playing the longest first. So that way you can really get a feel for the difference and make sure that you're playing as best as you can whenever trying a new one. So the head joint. Each head joint has a specific cut for the embouchure hole. Some are a little bit more square than others, some are a little bit more oval. So it all really depends on how the air flows, how open the sound is going to be, how warm, how clear. All of these descriptors really play a big part in choosing a new instrument. So the next thing is going to be how much sterling silver or other metal material is going to be within the flute. Most student flutes now are all silver plated nickel, so it has a really great outside, but the material is just going to be sounding a little different whenever you step up. So it first starts with some models at the lip plate. So this thing right here, the lip plate will start sterling silver, and then the next model up will be sterling silver head joint, and then you can get into all sterling silver of the body part. So that really makes a difference. It makes it a little bit more colorful, a little bit more brilliant, shiny, all of these great descriptors that you'll hear musicians say all the time. So another type of material you can use a lot on flutes is gold. So whether it's like 14K gold or 9K gold, there's a lot of different combinations, but some manufacturers actually do a combination. So this one is a PAL flute and actually use a combination of silver and gold. It's called the Artemite. So that's a special kind of way that they use metal to characterize the tone a little bit more in their flutes. So we've talked about sterling silver or gold and the whole head joint or the body or just the lip plate. One other place that you can find a different material is going to be the riser. So where that is, it's actually on the inside of the lip plate. It's what your air hits whenever hitting that back wall before streaming into the flute. So this one right here, this is a Haynes classic head joint, the Haynes Q1. It has a 14 karat gold riser in it. So what that does, it actually makes the tone a little bit warmer because gold is a softer metal. So it's really neat. So next thing there is, you can get certain additions to the flute. So certain add-ons to make certain notes sound more clear, better in tune, or just ease of use. The first one that I'll talk about is the C sharp trill key. So all flutes have a little lever B flat there, and then this one has the C sharp trill key. So that is going to be, for all our flute players there, is going to make B to C sharp better whenever you trill. So if you're having trouble, let's say for example, you're having trouble playing the B to C sharp. See how it's a little bit unclear if you don't have, the right dexterity. So what we've added onto the flute is something to make it a little bit easier. So now you only have to press one key down with a very dominant finger. So that's the C sharp trill key. The next added feature is going to be the split E. So there's a little extension right here. So what happens is that whenever you press this key down, an additional key is also lowered with that. So if any flutists have trouble playing their high E. It's sometimes a little shrill, it tends to get a little bit out of tune, so we try different combinations of fingerings to make it more in tune. Another thing that you could use rather than the split E is a G disc. So this is actually just a little ventilated disc on the inside of the tone hole right here. That will help ventilate the high E to get the same effect, but without adding any extra weight or any extra mechanism onto the actual mechanics of the flute. So that's another option there. And just remember, whenever choosing a new instrument, whether it be a step up, intermediate, professional performing, any model, it's important to first test the instrument before you purchase it, just because every individual performer plays different from one another. So you may be best fitted for one instrument while another person may be best fitted for the other. So it's really important just to try them and make sure you take your time finding the perfect fit for you. At Upright Music Center, we'd be more than happy to help you with that. Hey everybody, you should totally subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're going to be putting out new videos every Monday and Friday. What? Twice a week? I know, it's insane, literally insane, almost as insane and beautiful as this ukulele. I love it so much. So ring the notification bell, because that's the popular thing to do nowadays, because you don't want to miss out on new content every single week. Can I repeat that enough? No, I cannot.